One, two, ready, and one, two, ready.
First of all, let me welcome you to our 2026 graduation celebration. And since we're all coming in and we're currently all standing at this time, gentlemen, can you please remove your caps for our playing of our national anthem? Now, we have a special treat for you. We have Lift Every Voice by Simone Taylor. Simone Taylor.
Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
At this time, we have our greeting from our superintendent, Dr. Jennifer Green.
Good morning. Good morning to our graduates, our families, our friends, members of the Board of Education, staff, community partners, and distinguished guests. Most importantly, good morning, class of 2026. Today, we celebrate achievement, perseverance, growth, and possibility. Today is bigger than caps and gowns, bigger than pictures, bigger than the social media posts, videos, and celebrations that will fill your phones before this day is over. Today is proof. Proof that you made it through every obstacle, every setback, every stressful moment when life tried to convince you to quit. Take a moment, look around you. Look at your classmates, your teachers, and the family members and loved ones who have supported you. Many of the people sitting around you today encouraged you when you doubted yourself. They challenged you when you needed accountability and believed in you even when you did not fully believe in yourself. Today is not simply the end of your high school journey. It is the beginning of a new chapter. As superintendent of Southfield Public Schools, I have had the privilege of watching students throughout our district learn, grow, and develop into young adults prepared to make their mark on the world. And let's be honest for a moment. Your generation has had to navigate a lot. You have grown up in a world filled with pressure, uncertainty, non-stop comparisons, social media noise, violence in our communities, mental health challenges, and expectations coming from every direction. Yet, you are here today, still standing, still focused, still pushing forward, and that Southfield A&T deserves respect. What impresses me most about this graduating class is not simply what you have accomplished, it is who you have become. You are graduating during a time of tremendous change. Technology is evolving rapidly. Careers are changing, and opportunities continue to emerge in ways previous generations could not have imagined. Yet, while the world changes, some things remain constant. Integrity matters. Character matters. Resilience matters, and kindness matters. The ability to work hard, solve problems, and treat people with dignity and respect will always matter. Being educated in Southfield teaches us an important lesson about resilience and possibilities. Southfield has long been a community that values education, diversity, innovation, and service. And I would be remiss at this time if I didn't acknowledge several of our graduates who are now City Council people that have joined us today. City Council President Charles Hicks, also an alum of the district. City Councilwoman Ashanti Bland, Southfield Public School alum. And also representing Lathrop Village, Councilman Jalen Jennings. Thank you for joining us and being here today. I am going to allow our scholars to introduce our esteemed Board of Education, but I want you to know, graduates, that you are a part of a legacy. The spirit of perseverance, excellence, and community is part of who you are. And it is with that spirit that you will continue to serve, that will serve you well wherever life takes you. As you move forward, I want you to remember one lesson that I hope stays with you. Life is not about avoiding failure. I'm going to say that again. Life is not about avoiding failure. It is about learning from the hard seasons. Every successful person experiences disappointment. Every leader faces obstacles, and every professional makes mistakes. The difference is not whether challenges occur. The difference is how you respond to them. Sometimes a setback teaches perseverance. Sometimes disappointment strengthens character. And sometimes the hardest seasons reveal strengths we didn't know we possessed. Remember this, plot twists do not end the story, they develop the character. When life becomes difficult, do not allow temporary setbacks to become permanent limitations. Pressure can break people, or pressure can build people. I believe the class of 2026 knows how to turn pressure into purpose. As your generation would say, you understood the assignment. Even when life became complicated, even when things did not go according to your plan, even when the road became difficult, you kept going. As you begin this next chapter, I want to leave you with a few pieces of advice. Remain curious, never stop learning. Lead with character. Your reputation will be built one decision at a time. Be honest, be dependable, be respectful, and choose integrity even when no one is watching. And class of 2026, I want to say something directly to you. Be the leaders that you are, not the followers. Never trade your future for a moment of excitement that you see on social media for a brief moment of recognition or acceptance from other people. Protect your reputation, protect your character, protect your future. The life you are building is too valuable to risk it for a moment that is not worth the cost. Lastly, make a difference. Your talents to improve your community, your voice will uplift others, and your success to create opportunities for those that will follow behind you. The world does not simply need more successful people, it needs more compassionate people, more ethical people, and more logical people. Before I close, I want to thank the families, the teachers, the mentors, the coaches, the staff members, the executive team, and the Board of Education who made this day possible. The graduates may be receiving their diplomas, but none of us reaches milestones like this alone. To every parent, grandparent, guardian, family member, teacher, coach, counselor, bus driver, paraprofessional, custodian, food service worker, administrator, support staff, and everyone else who poured into the lives of these graduates, we thank you. Southfield Public Schools is proud of you. Your families are proud of you. Your community is proud of you. Storms do not last forever. They build resilient people. Class of 2026, we can't wait to see what you do next.
Good morning to family, friends, and graduates. I have the privilege and the honor of introducing a young lady who is one of those who does the right things when nobody is looking. She is a 3.85 GPA. She's a member of the National Society of High School Scholars. She participates in Gear Up with U of M. She plans to attend Wayne State to study criminal law. She has a full ride scholarship. Her goal is to become a criminologist. Again, I have the honor of introducing your salutatorian. I gotta say her name correctly. Karis Pate.
I love you. All right. Good morning, everyone. To the administrators, teachers, staff, families, friends, and most importantly, my fellow graduates, welcome. My name is Karis, and I'm the salutatorian and vice president of the class of 2026. It's hard to believe we're finally here. For years, graduation felt so far away. Back then, 2026 was just a number printed on schedules, school IDs, and class shirts. It was something we looked forward to without truly understanding how quickly it would arrive. But somehow, the moments that once felt so small became memories before we even realized they were happening. One minute we were freshmen, walking through halls unsure of where we belonged, trying to memorize classroom numbers and pretending we understood what we were doing. Then suddenly we became sophomores. Then juniors, counting credits, stressing over exams, waiting for senior year to finally come. And now here we are, the class of 2026. Sitting together one last time before we walk across this stage and step into lives that are completely our own. That's the strange thing about growing up. You spend so much time waiting for the future that you don't realize you're living moments that you someday might miss. The random conversations in the hallway, the teachers who push us harder because they saw potential in us before we saw it in ourselves, the friendships that carried us through difficult days, even the moments we thought would never matter. Somewhere between the deadlines, the stress, the laughter, the losses, and lessons, we changed. We grew up. And the truth is, our class has endured more than people realize. We learned how to keep going even during uncertainty, how to rebuild motivation when life felt overwhelming, how to carry expectations, responsibilities, pressure, and still show up every day trying our best. That takes strength. So today is not just about celebrating grades, achievements, or accomplishments. It's about celebrating resilience. Because every single person sitting here has a story, a challenge they overcame, a moment where they doubted themselves but kept going anyway. There is beauty in the struggle and even ugliness in the success. Let me say that again. There is beauty in the struggle and even ugliness in the success. But despite it all, we kept going. And now, after all the early mornings, sleepless nights, sacrifices, and hard work, we made it. As salutatorian, one of the greatest things I've learned is that success is not measured only by awards, titles, or recognition. True success is having the courage to keep moving forward even when the path ahead feels uncertain. And uncertainty is exactly where many of us stand right now. Some of us are heading to college, some to trade school, some directly into careers, some are still figuring things out, but that's okay. Because life isn't about having every answer at 18 years old. It's about continuing to grow, continuing to learn, and continuing to believe in who you can become. There's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. So today we close one chapter of our lives, not the story, just the chapter. Southfield A&T has gave us memories, lessons, friendships, and moments that will stay with us forever. No matter where life takes us next, part of us will always remain here, connected by these 4 years and everything we experienced together. Years from now, we may not remember every assignment or every test score, and we probably don't want to. But we will remember how this chapter felt. The laughter, the chaos, the people, the growth. We will remember being the class of 2026. And as we move forward into this next stage of life, I hope we do so without the fear of the unknown, but with the confidence in ourselves and appreciation for how far we've already come. Because if these 4 years taught us anything, is that we are capable of more than we think, and more than what society has ever expected of us. If you take one thing away from me today, let it be this. Every ending is a new beginning. Because when one chapter closes, another is waiting to be written, and you are the author. Congratulations, class of 2026. We made it. Thank you.
Next, we'll have a selection from our band, Incantation.
Good morning. It is with the utmost pleasure that I bring our next speaker to the podium. She exudes excellence. This young lady is also known as our valedictorian. She holds a 4.1228 grade point average. She is student council president, the class of 2026 board secretary, the National Honor Society secretary, the marching band section leader, section leader and first chair in concert band, and she received the High Achiever distinction on the PSAT. This young lady will be attending the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, and I am elated to present Janiyah McCaskey.
Good morning, families, teachers, administration, staff, and most importantly, the class of 2026 graduates. My name is Janiyah McCaskey, and I am the valedictorian. I am honored to be able to speak with you all today. Since I'm here, I figured I'd share with you all a small piece of advice, something that I personally have begun to do every day of my life, even though sometimes it can be really hard. Prioritize yourself. Consciously, purposefully prioritize yourself. While that may seem selfish and a bit absurd to say to a group of teenagers who most people assume already put themselves first, I believe it to be close to the most helpful piece of advice I've ever taken. I wouldn't be standing here today giving this speech if I didn't take this advice myself. Self-prioritizing, in my opinion, often gets an undeserved bad rap. It's related to being mean and unhelpful, and while sometimes it can correlate with those aspects, they're not really definitive features of the word. Well, not in my world anyway. I grew up watching my family make decisions so they could improve their own worlds. I watched my parents quit their jobs for better opportunities. I watched my aunties push through familial challenges for their own peace of mind. I watched my granddad take advantage of every opportunity that came his way, from fixing houses to picking up scrap pieces of equipment on the road. These decisions are what shaped my view of making yourself a priority. They're decisions that contributed to my family's happiness, decisions that helped them individually, and consequently trickle down to help those around them, like me. I've taken my family's approach to selfishness and applied it to my own decision-making. In my world, prioritizing yourself means seizing opportunities and putting myself first. It's teaching math lessons to my friends to strengthen my own understanding. It's refusing to hang out some days to rejuvenate my social battery. It's saying no sometimes because I just don't have the energy. It's doing things with my own success in mind, things I wanted for myself. Things I did, not because the benefits were geared towards others, but because I valued them. I've noticed that many of us are too focused on being givers, being someone who uplifts others at the expense of ourselves. While helping others is an amazing trait to have, and one that I fully encourage you to embrace, it shouldn't be your whole life. It shouldn't allow you to pass off opportunities to others that you also deserve. I say this to create a new narrative surrounding selfishness. A narrative that embraces putting yourself first and living your life for you, because it's literally your life. While some of you may think this is obvious advice, it's easier said than done, especially as high schoolers. We often put our friends, families, or even organizations over what we truly want, and we feel guilty when we don't. But all that does is take away from us truly living. So, as we continue to grow and move forward with our lives, I hope this little piece of advice encourages you to put yourself first and never put your life on hold for somebody else. It's a lesson that I've seen many of you already put into action as we move on to life outside of high school, and a lesson I hope we all continue to learn from. As a class, I'm very proud of how far we've come, and even prouder of how far I know we'll go. Thank you for listening to my little tidbit of advice, and congratulations, class of 2026, we did it!
Janiyah, 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 Before you sit back down, come join me at the podium. Every year, I have the honor to have a point of privilege in the program where I award unsuspecting scholars scholarships. And this year, Janiyah is the recipient of the Superintendent's Surprise Scholarship. Here is your $1,000.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Good morning, everyone. I am Aaliyah Kagans, and I have the privilege of serving as one of the associate principals here at Southfield A&T, and I have the privilege of bringing our school board representative to the stage. She is also a member of National Honor Society. She is also our Leaders in Action columnist that you get in your newsletter every month. And it has been an absolute pleasure to see you lead with integrity and to always be more than willing to share all of the great things that happen here at A&T. So Ms. Paris Whitman, please come to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Paris Whitman. I'm your class president as well as the class representative for our district. I've had the pleasure of working with so many leaders in my 4 years of being at A&T. So I would first, before I give my speech, like to recognize them. Our Southfield Board of Education President, Talisha Belk, our Vice President, Leslie Love Smith-Thomas, our Secretary, Yvette Ware-Duvall, our Treasurer, Nicole Denson, our Trustee, Amani Johnson, another Trustee, Jillian Holloway, and our final board member, Janae Anderson, Trustee. Thank you so much for allowing me to work with you this year. Growing up is not the problem, forgetting is. When I first read that quote from The Little Prince, I thought it was beautiful. Today, I stand before the class of 2026, and I think it's true. Because this morning isn't really about growing up. We've been growing up our entire lives. This morning is about remembering. For the past 4 years, I've been sitting exactly where many of you are sitting today. Not in a cap and a gown, not as the class president, not as a speaker, but as a spectator. As a freshman in the concert band, I watched another class walk across this stage. Then I came back as a sophomore, then a junior, now as a senior. Every year, I watch graduates smile, laugh, cry, hug their friends, and take pictures they'll keep for the rest of their lives. Every year, I heard the same thing. It goes by so fast. And I never believed them, because how could 4 years possibly go by fast? 4 years sounded like forever, until suddenly, forever became this morning. And now, for the first time, I'm not sitting in the audience watching a graduation. I'm standing on stage as part of one. Class of 2026, look around. No, actually, look around. Look at the people sitting beside you, the people who sat next to you in class, the people who stood beside you at football games and ceremonies and performances and assemblies, spirit weeks, and countless of ordinary days that somehow became unforgettable memories. The people who know versions of you that nobody else ever will. One day, we won't all be in the same room anymore. Life will take us in different directions, but this morning, we're all here for the final time. And I hope we never forget it. I still remember standing on the field at Ford Field in 2023, playing with the band and watching our football team win the state championship. In that moment, surrounded by classmates, school spirit, and a community celebrating together, it felt like high school would last forever. Looking back now, I realize moments like that are exactly why it doesn't. Because the best moments never announce themselves as the moments you'll remember for the rest of your lives. They just happen, and somehow they become part of who you are. When I entered high school, I thought success meant doing everything. Joining every club, taking every opportunity, building the perfect resume, collecting accomplishments, checking boxes. I thought high school was about proving myself. What I've learned is that high school is not about perfection. It was never about how many lines fit on a resume. 4 years later, I leave knowing that the things that I'll remember won't fit on those lines. There'll be the friendships, the conversations in hallways, the advisors who believed in us, the teachers who stayed after school, the laughter, the memories, the people who made all of these years special. And yes, even the failures, because without failure, perfection is meaningless. Without setbacks, growth has no story. I think many of us learned that firsthand. I certainly did. During my sophomore year, life felt heavy. My grandmother, my backbone, my biggest supporter, became seriously ill. At the same time, I was trying to balance school, leadership, activities, responsibilities, and expectations. People had warned me for years that eventually everything would catch up to me, and it did. For the first time, I was not myself. My grades suffered, my motivation disappeared, my confidence faded. Many teachers noticed, many checked in, but there is one conversation that I will never forget. Mr. Green probably doesn't remember it, but I do. One day he noticed something was wrong and asked me a simple question: "What's going on?" After we talked for a while, he said something that I'll never forget. "This isn't like you." 4 simple words. But they woke me up, because at that point, I had lost sight of myself and had been so consumed by everything happening around me. Hearing someone I respected so much remind me that the person I had become in that moment was not who I truly was changed something for me. He reminded me that I was more than my grades, and more than my responsibilities and the challenges I was carrying. That conversation helped me become myself again. Mr. Green, thank you. Not just for being our student council advisor or leading the senior board, but for reminding students that they matter before any title or award or achievement ever could. And to my family, there are no words big enough for my gratitude. Thank you for the rides before sunrise and the pickups after sunset, and for every event, every meeting, every ceremony, every internship, every opportunity. Thank you for sacrificing your time so I could pursue my dreams. Thank you for believing in me on the days where it felt so difficult to do so myself. Every accomplishment I celebrate today belongs to you as well. There is another person who shaped the way I see leadership, my cousin London. Since I was 3 years old, she has been someone I admired. I followed in many of her footsteps, attending the same schools, participating in similar activities, and learning under many of the same advisors and mentors she did. For years, I've hoped to follow the example she set. Today, standing here at the same high school she once graduated from, I hope I've made her proud. There's one more person I would like to recognize. Choma DK. Many people knew Choma as the valedictorian of the class of 2024. Many knew her as the National Honor Society president. Many knew her as a leader. But what I remember most is how she made leadership feel possible for others. When she selected me to serve as the NHS vice president, she gave me more than a position. She gave me confidence. At a time when I was struggling to see my own potential, she saw it for me. Her example taught me that leadership is not about standing above people. It's about helping others rise alongside you. Her passing has affected so many people throughout our school community, and her absence continues to be felt. But so does her impact. It lives on in the students she encouraged, the leaders she inspired, the examples she left behind. I am so grateful to have learned from her today. Happy birthday, Choma. During my freshman year, I sat in a student council meeting and heard the class of 2025 President Eric say something I will never forget. If everyone doesn't have a seat at the table, make a new one. At that time, it was just a quote. But over time, it became a mission. It shaped how I approach leadership and service and people. As your class president, your district student representative, and most importantly, your classmate, I've tried to live by that idea every day. Because every person deserves to belong. Every person deserves to be heard. Every person deserves a seat. And if there isn't room for everyone, then it is our responsibility to build something bigger. Before I finish, I'd like us to do something together. Class of 2026, look around one more time. This is what the future looks like. Different dreams, different journeys, different destinations, but one class, one story, and one legacy. Class of 2026, this morning we celebrate our achievements. Tomorrow we begin our legacy. So before we leave, I want to ask you one final question. Years from now, when someone tells your story, what will they say? Will they say you were kind? Will they say you made a difference? Will they say you left every room better than you found it? Will they say you used your gifts to serve something greater than yourself? I hope the answer is yes. Because our diplomas tell people we completed high school, but our character tells people who we became along the way. Class of 2026, the world does not need more people chasing success. It needs more people creating significance, more people who care, more people who lead, more people who leave others better than they found them. And looking out at this class this morning, I know these people are already here. So wherever life takes us next, let all that we do be done with love. Love for our families, love for our communities, love for the people who believed in us, love for the people we have yet to meet, because growing up is not the problem, forgetting is. And I hope we never forget the people, the lessons, and the love that brought us here. Congratulations, class of 2026, we did it.
So before I get started, let me share with you my quick parent story. My wife teaches at used to teach, I won't say that other school, but that green school, that's a cult, Cass Tech. So, with that being said, I learned a lot about BPA. So I'll never forget when I came in the building and I saw this young lady in a blazer sitting there talking to a bunch of students, and I said, Miss Dunn, who is that student? She was a 9th grader, y'all, running the BPA meetings already as a 9th grader, my first year walking through the door. That's Miss Paris, and one of those memorable moments of Paris. Thank you, Paris. You know what, today, and I'm gonna try to stay on script, but I just get overwhelmed when I'm amongst family. Thank you for sharing your young people with us, and I'm gonna go ahead and get to my remarks that are planned on this piece of paper. This class is so special to me as well, or I haven't got to my remarks yet, because we entered this building together. And I can't believe that y'all about to leave me behind, because we started together 4 years ago. Can y'all believe that? 4 years of that journey. So now here go my remarks. Good morning, everyone. My name is David Reese, and I'm the proud principal, as you can see with this beautiful smile, I think. The principal of Southfield A&T, and I want to welcome you to the 2026 graduation celebration for the class of 2026. Seniors, you made it. But before I go any further, it's not just Paris. I want to thank all of our student speakers. You guys have truly left your mark on this class and today's celebration, our senior speakers. I want to also acknowledge our Southfield Board of Education, your unwavering support and your passion to make sure students have the opportunities to pursue their dreams. I appreciate your commitment to equitable programming where every student can find their unique path to success. Thank you, Southfield School Board. To produce such a fine group of graduates, you need a collaborative effort and a clear vision. I want to thank Superintendent Dr. Green and the entire Central Office Cabinet. Your leadership has been instrumental in making memorable moments like today possible. Thank you all for making the difficult decisions necessary to keep us safe and making sure that the students are academically and socially engaged. Thank you, Central Office. Now let's get to it, because I know they're waiting on me. Southfield A&T staff and our success is built on relationships. I'm constantly amazed at our team being resilient and positive, even when students find it hard to imagine a day like today, sitting in this beautiful venue, seconds away from receiving their high school diploma. The instructional team at Southfield A&T has never wavered. They have remained steadfast in their ability to meet the needs of our students. And I want to publicly thank you for your passion and your commitment towards the future success of the Southfield A&T students. Thank you. Seniors, graduation is a monumental accomplishment. It took a village of support to get you here to this point. And at this time, this artifact of that support is all around you in this auditorium today, in the form of family, friends, and mentors. With a class of 2026, please stand. Hold on, parents, hold on. Now, this is for you. Class of 2026, can you please give your family and friends a round of applause for supporting you? All right, you may take your seat. So as y'all can see, it's all about you today. They don't even want to let me get a clap in. There you go. As I searched for the perfect message to frame my final words, one quote stood out to me. That quote comes from the late, great acclaimed actor, Mr. Chadwick Boseman, most notably known for his role as the Black Panther. Whatever you choose for your career path, remember the struggles along the way are meant to shape you for your purpose. Remember that key word. I heard it mentioned by Dr. Green today as well. Your purpose is the key. This quote resonated with me because you have already begun your courageous path towards your purpose. I am honored to be your principal of a school with so much star potential. Parents, thank you for allowing us to be a part of your children's lives. I know that sometimes you might hear outside narratives about this generation that are not positive, but I am here to tell you that our young people have had a phenomenal experience in their creative achievements here at A&T. Looking at this wonderful group of graduates, I reflect, and I also think, I hope that the class of 2026 will always seek inspiration from others and this world around you. This is a unique skill. This is something I actually even try to do myself. I actually remember being in a meeting one day and hearing my superintendent say something like, you know what, I want all my scholars to receive a diploma plus. And all I can hear in my head was the plus, the plus. And so staff and community, if you don't mind, I would like the Southfield students to show us what the plus represents. Students who participated in our first esports team, TV production, dance recitals, and vocal music performances, will you please stand? We thank you. Seniors who participated in BPA, DECA, Culinary Arts, and the Fire Academy, will you please stand? We thank you. Seniors who participated in OTEC with programs such as nursing, cosmetology, engineering trades, construction trades, will you all stand? We thank you. Students, I don't know about this one. Students who receive dual enrollment classes and receive for free, I think they need to tell us thank you, huh? That receive dual enrollment classes and college credit for free. And I know your parents want to say thank you too. Can you please stand? We thank you. All of my student athletes that wore that blue and red with pride every week, can you please stand? We truly appreciate you and we thank you. And good luck to our young ladies, our softball team who won their first district championship in softball in school history. This win is something else. And you know what? We always end with this group. Can I please, and Mr. Gary, where's Mr. Gary at? Can you stand up, Mr. Gary? Sometimes, and please listen at this for a second, sometimes we don't give people their flowers. But I don't think it's no band or instrumental group or any school that has received more awards than Southfield A&T High School. And we appreciate Mr. Gary and your leadership. And can we have all senior members of the band, and you know what I'm talking about, majorettes, pomorettes, flag, instrumentation. We truly appreciate you and thank you for being that foundation to make sure that we can show excellence of Southfield A&T, and not just here, across the world. And as the superintendent knows, we got the bills to prove it. As far as transportation. And if you've seen my speeches before, normally I would always end with the band. But this year was unique. Once again, we had 4 years together. So at this time, I need all my seniors to stand. No clapping yet, no clapping. All my seniors to stand. Because let me show you, everyone, what this represents. This group of seniors is the only group that received 4 years of partnership with Gear Up, the University of Michigan. They received C2 pipeline support. They received support from Oakland 80. They received support from our counseling center and all our career-focused education supports. So now, class of 2026, let's give a special thank you to our Gear Up team. Where's Miss Tracy from Wayne State from C2 Pipeline? And I know you know this voice. Where's Miss Easley and Miss Mope? Where you at? And where's my wonderful counseling team, my counselors? Where are you at? And let me just say this, seniors, you can now take your seat. Seniors, we talked about this earlier, and I'm gonna come back because I didn't forget you, big fella. We talked about it earlier, and a lot of people mentioned it in their speech. One thing that was a huge accomplishment from the ladies that just, and the gentlemen that just stood up. Sometimes our young people take their time to find their way. And what we're excited about, we made sure that every student that graduated had an opportunity and a plan. And we made sure we took advantage of the Michigan Promise. So every senior that was undecided, we had over 175 seniors accepted in the OCC with a coordinated effort with in-person admittance. Thank you for all of their work. And last but not least, can I have my student council to please stand? So this year, all right, let me get back to my page. So this year was a little bit different. We didn't take first place, but I'm telling you, these young people, they dominated. I remember my first year as principal, and I got a chance to go to their conference, and I was like, Mr. Green, what are all those awards? What are all those awards? And I said, man, I want to win those. And for the next 3 consecutive years, this was the foundation of making sure we won all the Blue Ribbon Awards in citizenship and service for Student Council. Can we give them a round of applause? And because of their excellence, because of the student excellence, we even picked people like Mr. Green to be Student Advisor for Student Council of the Year for the entire state of Michigan, Mr. Andrew Green. We thank you. You may all take your seat. All right. As Mr. Bozeman's words reminds us, your journey reveals your purpose. Each decision you make creates a learning opportunity. Each decision you make creates a learning opportunity to develop your path to success. I encourage you to be mindful of those decisions, to always seek to understand and make impactful relationships that you can explore this world with. Because graduation is the completion of a major milestone in your life. But as you cross this stage with your diploma in hand, your purpose, your journey to your purpose still continues. I challenge you to embrace the power of choice, to understand that sometimes your choice will not provide you with the ideal result. But however, making choices gives you the opportunity to pause, to make sure you have reflection, and to learn from unintended and intended outcomes. And at that time, and it may be on a Monday, you might think, this is a Reese's Pieces moment. Or you might hear the wonderful voice of Mrs. Lightsey. You know I wasn't going to forget you in my remarks. Can we have Mrs. Lightsey to stand? Ms. Lightsey, of course, was our surrogate mother, and she joined us every Monday and made sure that she committed to you, to make sure that you can take that time, pause, breathe, Make a better decision because the choice is yours, or what does she always say, or not. So let's make that perfect decision. All right, because this develops our ability to make great decisions in the future and making sure that every change that you make in every step is your own. Warriors, Southfield A&T, you are resilient. You have already overcome obstacles, and you will continue to do so. You must continue to strive for excellence as you pursue your dreams and to make a difference in this world. And as I prepare to close, I want to encourage you to reflect on your high school experience. Remember the excitement that you feel at this moment, and know that I stand here today. I am deeply appreciative of the opportunity to be a part of your journey. Congratulations to you and your family on this milestone, and the Southfield A&T staff looks forward to your future success. And remember, you will always be a part of the Warrior family. Thank you, y'all, and thank you. Thank you all.
Before we present the diplomas, there is another scholarship available for a student, another $1,000 surprise scholarship. This goes to a student who entered high school unsure of self, was shy, and graduates today with honors and multiple accomplishments. And I want to clarify, these superintendent scholarships, the students don't apply for them. We select the student based on their leadership. This student is the treasurer of both the National Honor Society and student event coordinator for the senior class, a section leader in the band, the bailiff for teen court, and the vice president of BPA. Uche, please come accept your award.
All right, here we go. This is the opportunity for you to hear those magic words. Board President Delk, Superintendent Green, the faculty of Southfield High School of Technology certify that these young men and women seated before us have fulfilled all the requirements and should be presented with the course of studies recommended to receive and be awarded their high school diploma from Southfield Public Schools. Graduates, please rise.
Huh? Yeah. Shanti, don't move. I'm about to pull this.
Paris Alexis Rose Whitman. Karis Nevaeh Pate. Janiyah McCaskey. Layla Amina Arrington. Onika Maria Ballard. Gabrielle Wright. Layla Lyric High. Kiana Harrison. Uche Ade. Amani Aliyah Adaway. Simone Turner. Xavier Jenkins. Eric Ricardo Miller Jr. Tiara Jones. Addison Spears. Jazara Amber Abubakar. Riley Adams. Zain Al Hussein. Kaylee Mariah Alford. Naima Emuson. Fallon Armstrong. Latrell Arnold. Tiari Allen. Novera Ashakur Mohammed. Samaya Ashford. Ramata Ba. Amadou Ba. Salaba. Madison Baines. Darion Ballard. Nia Barksdale. Tyshawn Barnes II.
Chase Ayana Bates. Michaela Beckham. Jada Bell. Kaden Blair. Kevin Blair. Daisy Boyo. Reese Bracken. Kayshawn Brewer. Kenneth Brooks. Lauren Khalees Butler Edwards. Brianna Brown Black. Demario Brown Jr. Jaleel Buchanan. Kenneth Burton Fountain. Blake Burton. Simone Cameron. William Carr. Ayana Carroll. Leander Chapman. Cameron Cook. Bria Cooper. Renaya Lauren Copeney.
Brandon Crenshaw. Shellen Crook. Cameron Cross. Lauren Croxton. Cadence Cryer. Tayshawn Cunningham. Jayla Daniels. Chauncey Davenport Brown. Armani Davis. Benjamin Davis. Recky Diak. Kylie Dickerson. Shaq Diop. Jakari Dixon. Reginald Dixon Jr. Aiden Dyer. Adea Eaton. Sheena Ebenezer. Corey Edge. Trevor Edwards. Marshall Thomas Ellis Jr.
Kayla Latricia Fain. Malia Fed. Jalen Felder. Sharon Zykoya Fleming. Amir Ford. Damarion Ford. Tony Ford. Robin Faulkner. Jada Franklin. Caleb Gaddy. Silas Gator. Timothy Garr. Samari Garvin. Dasani Gavin. Gundaro Gao. Eli Gales. Nevaeh Gaylor. Tyler Gentry. Connor George. Sarah Gocher. Kira Violet Gibbs. Julian Glenn II. Devin Omari Godwin. Azaria Green. Daniel Grossman. Anaya Hampton.
Daniel Harden. Aaron Harvard. Kenya Hatton. Ayana Hayes Kareem. Jordan Hazley. Madison Hinton. Corey Hickman. Aaron Hicks. Jacob Hobbs. Antonio Holcomb. Jaden Hudson. Chibuzar Ilichi. Journey Jackson. Zaria Jackson. Jaden Jamerson. Jacob Jamil. Demetrius Johnson Jr. Justin Johnson. Marissa Johnson. Marcel Chapman. Serenity Jones. Jada King. Cameron Jordan Lane. Noah Lazenby Poole. Dana Lawrence Kelly. Kennedy Melita Michelle Lagarde. Royber Leon Fontalvo. George Lewis. Marvin Malik Lewis. Taryn Rosalind June Littles. Jaden Lloyd. Adrian Lockhart.
London Marquita L.L. Love. Arturo Martin II. Christian Martin. Isaiah Mason. Jaden Mathis. Jordan Mathis. Devin Kamar Maxwell. Skylar McCoy. Taryn Danielle McCrary. Marlon McCray. Cortez Miller. Gabrielle Miller. Dynasty Latrice Demetria Mims. Daniel Miranda Cruz. Simone Marie Moncrief. Kendall Moore. Amir Muhammad. Austin Moss. Zamaya Nantambu. Damonica Nelson. Nagadayo.
Alphonsia Nichols. Trinice Nichols. Janaya Norman. Keith McKenzie Jr. Chloe McFarland. Michaela Norman. Keemon Norton. Landon Nunn. Jakayla O'Neal. Yaritza Olayo Vasquez. DeAndre Owens. Justin Owens. Hannah Pascal. Yorvelis Peña. Tony Purdue. LaCara Payton. Naomi Pitts. Jeremy Porter. Carrington Price. Tyra Diamond Radney. Kayla Marie Ramsayer.
Aiden Redding. Malaya Kabil. Reese Noel Robinson. Nevaeh Angel Rollins. Cheyenne Jasmine Walker. Jordan Rushing. Michael Rutledge. Eric Sanford. Desiree Renee Shaw. Owen Lamont Michael Shana. Morgan Shelby. Sherman. Amina Simmons. Kendall Lee Jordan Shortridge.
Thank you.
Christian Smith. Mark Reed III. Daniela Smith. Ezra Smith. Kyle Glamour Smith. Here. Essence Diamond Marie Starks. Jalen Starks.
I can remember that's my middle name.
L'Oreal Leanne Stevenson. Jerron Stinson Jr. Justin Stovall.
Enrico Donald Edward Strickland. Zaina Lauren Melania Zalante. Faith Bright Tachu. Janae Zaye Tendi. Stephen Teppen. Cameron Armani Taylor Norman. Desmond Taylor. Princess Sophia Tayo. Shiloh Walker. Curtis Walthall. Blair Ward. Andre Ware. Diamond Amber Elise Washington. Byron Andre Webb Jr. Danielle Wells. Aaron Aaliyah West. Brooklyn Williams. Jada Marie Williams. Janae Williams. Kelsey Williams. Michaela Williams. Caitlin Raymond. Cameron Richardson. Javion Richmond.
Dominic Ridley. Jalen Walker Scott. Aiden Turner. Autumn Nicole Trumbo. Ellis Threadcraft. Nolan Thompson. Jana Thomas. Sion Dawson. Anta Chum. Skylar Williams. Demir Works. Danaya Wright. And Sandra Roger Young.
While the seniors are making their way back to their seats, there are some others on the stage that we wish to acknowledge, those who started believing in you when you entered our doors, some as early as kindergarten. Our elementary principals that are in attendance today, please stand, Miss Almadine, and watch your babies walk across the stage. Our K-8 principal, Miss Portia Eubanks, and some of our retired principals, Dwayne and Monica Easton. Please stand. Our middle school principal joined us, Miss Sonia Jackson, and assistant principal, James Miller. All right. All right, graduates, we have a few more trying to get back to their seats. This is the most important part. Come on, graduates, let's get back to our seats. All right, President Belk, class of 2026, please rise.
By the power vested in me by the Board of Education
And by the power vested in me by the state of Michigan, We hereby confer the diplomas of graduation with all rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
In order to be official graduates for the class of 2026, there is just one thing left to do.
In order. All right, let's get ready. In order to culminate your high school graduation, please move your tassels from right to left as I pronounce you graduates of Southfield Public Schools. Tell the audience to please stand and wait for the graduates to be
At this time, can we have all of our parents to please clear the walkways as we prepare to exit? Once again, can we have all parents to please stand and clear the exit as we prepare. Yep. Mr. Gary?